Have you ever wondered where the true soul of Earth lies?
Perhaps it's not in the towering concrete blocks or the dazzling avenues of light,
but hidden somewhere beneath the colossal canopies, where life and death are separated by a single breath. Welcome to Colombia, a nation not only at the heart of South America, but the pulsating heart of an entire global ecosystem. This is the realm of legends, from the piercing gaze of the jaguar, the shadow god of the earth, to the languid breath of the giant Anaconda beneath the murky waters, and the majestic wingspan of the harpy eagle dominating the skies.
Colombia is also home to incredibly bizarre creatures, like the tiny poison dart frog, with its dazzling colors, yet carrying enough venom to kill 10 men. Or the pink river dolphins, with their enchanting beauty, seemingly stepping out of Amazonian legends.
Before we delve into the most brutal and magnificent corners of this jungle,
please subscribe to Wildlife Channel to explore the mysteries of nature with me. Now, let your mind leave reality and fly towards the majestic Andes Mountains,
where the story of a biological supercontinent begins. Colombia did not become a paradise by chance. The formation of this land is a masterpiece of brutal geological collisions millions of years ago, when tectonic plates from the Pacific pressed against the continent. They erected the towering Andes Wall, dividing the countries into 3 mountain ranges, creating deep valleys and humid wetlands. This wall became a giant air conditioner, blocking all moisture from the sea, forcing it to condense and pour down in torrential rains for millennia.
The result is a biodiversity unmatched anywhere else on this planet per unit area.
Here, every square meter of land is not just mud and roots. It's a battle, a symbiosis, and a repository of genetic codes for millions of species.
In Colombia, the rainforest is not just a concept. It is a living entity with feelings, rules, and its own ruling spirits. This diversity comes not only from the world's largest number of bird species, or the richness of amphibians, but also from the intricate connection between ecosystems.
From the misty cloud forests high above to the mangrove forests on the Pacific coast. But before we descend to the lower canopy of the old-growth forest, let's pause for a moment on the steep slopes of the Andes. Where the cold of the ice blends with the life of the tropics. This is the hiding place of a true ghost, the spectacled bear.
The only bear species living in South America, they wear white markings around their eyes.
Like a mysterious mask.
Spectacled bears are the engineers of the cloud forest. Despite their large, lumbering bodies, they are master climbers.
Their behavior is very special.
They climb towering trees just to break branches to make nests and sleep right there.
The diet of spectacled bears mainly consists of bromeliads and berries.
In the ecosystem, they play a crucial role in creating gaps for sunlight to reach the forest floor. When breaking branches, promoting the germination of lower-level plants. The presence of spectacled bears is a testament to the resilience of Colombian nature, even in the harshest conditions. Amidst those giant polar bears, there is the presence of tiny creatures.
Yet bearing the most exquisite beauty of creation, hummingbirds.
Colombia is the hummingbird capital, with over 160 different species.
You'll be amazed at how they operate their bodies. Their wings beat up to 80 times per second.
So fast that the human eye only sees a blur.
Hummingbirds are not just sky painters with their shimmering, diamond-like plumage.
They are also irreplaceable pollination experts.
Each hummingbird species has evolved a unique beak shape to perfectly match a specific flower. If hummingbirds disappear, thousands of plant species in Colombia will not be able to survive. They are the tiny jets that keep the colorful symphony of the old-growth forest from ever fading. Each hummingbird species has evolved a unique beak shape to perfectly match a specific flower.
We encounter the most dynamic residents of the old-growth forest, primates.
First, the spider monkeys, acrobats without safety nets.
You'll be amazed at how they use their tails.
For spider monkeys, the tail is not just an ornament.
It is a fifth hand with extraordinary strength.
The underside of the tail has wrinkles that increase friction,
allowing them to hang suspended at dizzying heights to pick fruit, while still having both hands free.
Spider monkeys are extremely sensitive to the environment.
Scientists call them indicator species.
Meaning if you see a troop of spider monkeys playing, it means that the forest is in a perfectly pristine state.
They play an important role in maintaining the central forest structure.
Where light begins to fade, and competition for space becomes fiercer than ever.
In contrast to the agility of spider monkeys, there is the resounding roar of the howler monkey.
Don't let the name howler monkey deceive you.
Because their calls can make anyone hearing them for the first time shiver.
Thanks to a special hyoid bone structure in their throat, acting as a resonance chamber.
Their howls can travel up to 5 kilometers, piercing through the dense mist of the Colombian forest.
Why do they have to howl so loudly?
Simply because that's how they protect their territory without shedding blood.
In an environment where energy is extremely precious. Using sound to warn enemies is a clever tactic.
Howler monkeys primarily eat leaves.
A food source that is abundant, but poor in nutrients and difficult to digest.
Therefore, they spend most of the day resting and digesting.
Turning their bodies into a biological filter, converting toxins from leaves
into nutrient-rich, organic fertilizer for the undergrowth. And in that bustling rhythm of life, full of hunts and hiding,
there is one who has chosen a completely different philosophy of life. Absolute slowness.
That is the sloth.
In a world where agility is often considered the measure of survival,
the sloth seems to be a mistake of nature. But in reality, the sloth is a master of energy conservation. Its movement speed is so slow that green algae can grow right on its fur, turning it into a perfect mobile camouflage to deceive the harpy eagle's vision.
A sloth can take an entire month just to digest one meal.
but the most miraculous thing lies in the symbiotic relationship between it and the ecosystem.
Once a week, the sloth will make a death-defying journey from the tree canopy to the ground.
Just to defecate.
This act is extremely dangerous, because on the ground, jaguars always lurk.
So why does it do that?
Because that's how it nourishes the moths that live on its fur.
These moths, after laying their eggs in the sleuth's droppings, will carry organic compounds back to the sleuth's fur,
helping the algae grow stronger, providing the sloth with a nutrient supplement and an unbreakable camouflage.
It's a delicate cycle, a silent sacrifice.
clearly demonstrating the tight interconnectedness between the links in the Colombian rainforest. And
every creature we've just mentioned, from the tiny leafcutter ant that loosens the soil, to the toucan that disperses seeds, to the jaguar that keeps herbivore populations from overpopulating, all are playing the role of architects of life. Do you think that if a specific pollinator bee in Colombia disappears, a whole host of orchid species will go extinct? And when the orchids go extinct, the insects that live off them will also disappear.
And so on, the ecological dominoes will collapse until it reaches humans. In nature, nothing is superfluous, and nothing exists alone.
One broken link will lead to the rupture of an entire magnificent system that took millions of years to build. The importance of the Colombian forest also lies in a value that we often forget. It is a giant genetic library. Every plant species, every microorganism in the forest soil
carries biological codes that could be the key to curing humanity's incurable diseases in the future.
We stand before a treasure that we haven't even fully understood the value of. Preserving the Colombian rainforest is not just the story of one nation. It is the survival mission of all humanity to protect its own future.
Thank you for joining me on this journey to the end of the Colombian rainforest.
If these stories have touched you, please give us more motivation by subscribing to Wildlife Channel.
Every support from you is a brick that helps us continue our journey to explore and celebrate the beauty of wild nature. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to not miss our next films about the most mysterious lands on the planet.
And now, goodbye, and see you again in upcoming journeys, where the jungle always awaits to tell you its secrets.
If these stories have touched you, please give us more motivation by subscribing to Wildlife Channel.
The user wants a transcription for an 8